Hello, today's topic is number 13, a number with an unpleasing reputation, veiled in superstition and considered unlucky by many cultures. But the principle and the rule of the occult is that every seeming evil is nothing but a distortion or misrepresentation of greater truth, just waiting to be unveiled. So let's find out together the true meaning of this number and perhaps redefine its place in our everyday life. Our thoughts or our thought energy forms a veil around a superstition which can shape our reality. In a way, we can thank the elementals for that, and I've made a video about elementals, and they play a unique, if not crucial, role in that thought process. Now, this is one of the secrets of this, let's call it power, for evil or good, given to certain ideas, superstitions, or to objects like talismans or amulets. Now, as I mentioned in the video about the elementals, these are conscious, although mindless nature forces which can intertwine with human intention and in this way help to materialize and manifest something that attracts human thoughts. And under certain conditions, they can serve as allies in bringing to pass that which is strongly desired in a clear thought. So when a very large number of people hold the same thought, the more powerful it becomes, as it can shape societal norms or influence decisions. In the world of the occult, some believe that it is these elementals who give mystical power to omens, spells, charms, talismans, and so on. And it is also through these forces or channels that the negative or evil thoughts of people are used and embodied in the lower forms of life, making many of them hostile or antagonistic to us. So, for example, if 13 people sit at a dining table, some bad consequences are surely to happen to one of them by the end of that year. Now, the origin of this superstition dates, I think most know this, to the early Christian era, and it is connected with the Last Supper and Judas Iscariot and his betrayal of Jesus. Although this idea did not become widespread for several centuries, as nothing was written about this betrayal or death of Jesus until around 3rd century. Anyway, this understanding emphasizes the connection between human emotions and the unseen world around us, and basically we should be cautious about our feelings and thoughts. Another similar origin of this belief can be found in the Scandinavian or Norse mythology. The myth of their sun god Balder, who was killed by an arrow crafted by the trickster god Loki while the 12 Greek gods were feasting. This was or is connected with the thought that the round table at which the 12 gods were seated represent the circle of the zodiac, with Balder as the 13th figure who is the sun in the center, while Loki the Slayer is the power of darkness, destroying the light and strength of the sun during the shortest day of the year. Now, this is indicated by using the arrow made of mistletoe, the only thing that could kill Balder, and in all ancient legends, mistletoe is connected with the shortest day and longest night of the year. 13 as a number represents a complete cycle of the divine as it manifests on earth, and in numerology this cycle is constructed from the foundational number 10, which denotes completeness, while the divine essence is captured by the number 3. Earth and earthly existence is represented by the number 4 when we combine 1 and 3. In this way, number 13 encapsulates the symbiotic relationship and power of the three elements, the power of life blending with the divine spirit and earthly matter, so spirit manifesting in matter, thus making the fundamental meaning of number 13 the manifester of the universe. Now, number 13 symbolizes the descent of the divine into manifestation on the physical plane. Apollonius of Tyana called number 13 the fourth hour, when liberation occurs, in this way pointing to its unique role in the cosmic order. Now, this number is connected with water, furthermore emphasizing adaptability and flow, characteristics inherent to life itself. So rather than fearing the number 13, it might be wiser to celebrate it as a symbol of potential and enlightenment. The true symbology of number 13 is that of the sun as the vital force at the heart of the zodiac's 12 signs. So the sun's role as the creator manifests through the elements of fire, earth, air, and water, collectively forming the foundation of our manifested physical universe. As the central figure, the sun, now symbolized by this number, acts as a manifester of physical reality, guiding the energies of the zodiac and influencing our lives. Now, when we analyze this number, so split it into 1 and 3, 1 represents sun, so single-mindedness and vitality. 3, Jupiter, growth and wisdom. And these two added together give number 4. So number 4 is linked to Uranus and Rahu in Vedic astrology, and this is a higher octave number. It symbolizes transformation, a change after which comes stability and structure. In the esoteric realm, the number 13 serves as a bridge between our earthly existence and the astral world. And this number is in harmony with the astral world because when the forces from the 12 signs are blended within the framework of 13, the boundaries separating the earthly from the astral diminish, in this way allowing the unique synergy that connects different dimensions of existence. In shadowy or negative aspect, 13 is the number associated with necromancy, an ancient practice of communicating with the deceased, most often to reveal the future, as the deceased were seen as being outside time. Now, this number was also believed to be sacred to Saturn, and in this way it is also seen as a number of transformation and deeper understanding. In ancient cultures and philosophy, this number represented femininity because it was closely tied to the lunar calendar and the rhythmic cycles of women's periods. And there are approximately 13 lunar cycles each year. But because solar calendars became dominant, number 13 transformed from a revered symbol into one perceived as ominous. And this shift somehow reflects broader societal changes where feminine qualities were devalued in favor of masculine ideals. Now, this may serve as a reminder that everything should be in balance, as there is a powerful connection between femininity, nature, and cycles of life. Anyway, by understanding this evolution, it is clear how cultural biases influenced perceptions and led to demonization of one's sacred number. Ancient Maya and Aztec priests were well versed in all occult and esoteric symbology and practices. Now, the method of calculation or estimation, a calendrical system among the Mayas, was based on weeks of 13 days. Their year consisted of 28 weeks of 13 days plus an additional sacred day. Now, the period of 13 years was called a week of years, and it culminated in a week of 13 extra days, which were considered sacred and were devoted to festivals, sacrifices, and religious ceremonies. Kabbalistically, number 13 represents the potential to rise or transcend the limitations imposed by the 12 signs of the zodiac, not being bound by the influences of cosmos. It basically means bonding many into one, unification of energies into a singular essence. Now, this is a karmic number. It symbolizes unity and transcendence. It is the connection between the divine and the material world, and it incorporates both positive and negative effects. Now, 13 is that number that urges us to see beyond the superficial divisions and embrace a more holistic perspective on life. 13th tarot card, Death, a major arcana, is connected with the sign Scorpio, and it is often misrepresented. Now, this card shows a skeleton holding a scythe with which he is mowing a vast lawn or a field, which is filled with human heads. And as soon as these heads are severed, they are replaced by outstretched hands and feet. Now, this symbolizes the cyclical nature of life, death, and renewal. The meaning of this is that the ideals and the conceptions of the head very often are cut down by the mower death, yet they become immortalized through their realization by hands or the power of accomplishment, and feet, the understanding in the next incarnation. Now, what this card calls upon is embracement of change, shedding old identities and outdated beliefs, very similar to transformative qualities of the Scorpio sign. Sometimes this card can indicate uncertainty and hesitation. Now, this card for some may be perceived as a dark emblem of necromancy, but this is not correct, as it indicates renewal of life of the soul so that it may work out that which was sown. So if in a reading one pulls out this card, it would usually mean that cycles are turning, most often coming to an end, meaning something must go. Change should not be resisted. New possibilities are to be welcomed, as this shift will most likely become a great step towards renewal and self-discovery. Individuals who are born on the 13th of any month, now they face many challenges in personal and in professional life, frequently feeling overshadowed and unrecognized despite their hard work. But hard work and their innate persistence allows these individuals to achieve the highest success. However, it is easy for them to become lazy or negative, taking many shortcuts to achieve desired goals, thus undermining their potential. Those with this birth date like to accommodate and fulfill the wishes of ones that are close to them, like family. For number 13, the key to success is to focus and establish order in life, as it tends to scatter its attention and energy. Usually, these people exhibit traditional values and appreciate overall stability. Physically, this number is associated with the neck and bodily fluids. Number 13 individuals are usually quite perceptive and insightful, interested in many different things, but especially in social and political issues. They tend to have strong opinions, but are prone to superficiality. Now, more evolved number 13 people strive to dig deeper, and they make an effort to learn and internalize their interests, thus forming a vital bond between their own inner process and the world around them. Now, they can be rational with a common sense on the one hand and have traditional religious convictions on the other. They also may play an upsetting role in the lives of others because of significant upheavals in their own lives. The power of number 13 should be used wisely, as it runs a risk of self-destruction. These individuals are vulnerable, and when emotionally hurt, it is usually on a deep level. So they should pay attention to their nervous energy. They benefit from spiritual training, yoga, tai chi, or meditations. So moderate exercise is recommended, and competitive activities are not advised. Number 13 people should always remain aware of the effect they have on others. They should stay mindful and learn how to listen on a deep level. Vibration of number 13 is associated with genius, intelligence, and logic. So if one is under strong influence of this number, effort should be made to convert any vices into virtues, as this number has the ability to manifest desires by aligning oneself with source energy. Now, smoky quartz, hematite, black tourmaline, green aventurine, and hessonite are considered to be lucky crystals. And this is it for today. I will leave you with a quote by Lucius Annaeus Seneca, who said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Now, this statement summarizes nicely the essence of today's topic, the essence of transformation and growth, as our lives are a series of cycles where each conclusion creates new opportunities and experiences. Thank you for being here today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.